All right, welcome to the biweekly team meeting for Just Serve Insurance Solutions. Today, or yesterday, week 4 numbers came out. So the top agents for November, this is personal numbers only. This is not their team. Low numbers, guys, we got to get our numbers up. Very important that we get our numbers up. I think this is actually only week. This is week 4. Number 4 coming in, that's incorrect. Number 4 coming in as Alex G at 120 AP, Kathleen at 388 AP, Aphrodite at 646 AP, and myself at 4419 AP. If you see people on the leaderboards, it's because they're writing business. If you see them on consistently, it's because they're writing business consistently.
Hey, Heather, my numbers ain't up there.
That was week 4. I don't even know. I didn't make it. But put a complaint into the complaint department. Camden will look at that. I'll look at that with my marketing manager. For the full month though, there you are. For the full month, Prez number 5 comes in at Prez for 7263. This is your personal numbers only. This is full month. Number 4, 8190, Amy K, good job. Number 3, Alex at 15806, good job. Andrea had a hot month and she's like, where did those numbers come from? Where the numbers came from, guys, is the sum of October, I believe, got moved into November once they got their poop together. I did hear from Sean saying that there was some missing numbers and then all of a sudden all of our numbers increased. So assuming they got all of their stuff together from the past couple of months, that's where those numbers came from. And then myself at 30,365, all the way from the 1st through the 28th. Guys, when you submit your numbers, these are issue paid numbers. This is money in these people's banks. When you submit your numbers, those are different numbers. You should be submitting absolutely everything that you write that you have to do a full application and you either get an approval, a decline, or underwriting. Those are submit numbers. Those are different. I don't keep track of that, but Solidity does, and those are submitted on Slack. So if you're not submitting your numbers on Slack, you're getting no recognition, but on top of that, it's very easy for people to want to be like you, right? Somebody's got a target on each one of these people's back. Somebody does, because somebody wants to be just like you. So keep doing what you're doing because you're encouraging somebody to want to work harder for themselves, which is a really good thing. Leaderboards are not about us wanting to look good and wanting to be on the board. And it's about helping other people who want to do what we're doing, right? So make sure you're consistently trying to be on the leaderboard. As issue paid, that means you're actually getting paid. Submit numbers are good too, because it helps people to see that, I should be working as hard as Amy's working, or Prez, or Andrea, or Alex, or Heather, right? That's what it does for somebody else. All right, plugging in. All of you are getting really good at plugging in, and it's going to continue. So great job on that. Today, there's a couple different calls. There's a SRS liftoff call. That is with Dan Chernati. He actually is a lead guy too. He does the leads. I would suggest that you get on that. It's going to help you with your IULs. It's going to help with annuities, and it's going to help you. You never know what's going to come out in these calls. So I would get on that. Also, Solidity is not having their call today because Grady Polson has asked me to be on his call. We're all going to move over to that call. It happens to be at the same time. That was unplanned. When he asked me, I just said, I can do it. I just messaged Christina and Marisa and they said, oh, we'll just have everybody join that call. So we'll be on joinamericalive.com at 3 p.m. Eastern, which is 1 p.m. my time. I don't even know. Yes, I got it right. 1 p.m. my time today instead of Solidity's call. Plugging into these things, you're going to learn from anyone who's on there. So make sure you continuously plug in. I try my hardest to get everything onto our group chat on my phone, but I don't always. So if you're not in Slack right now and you're not checking Slack, you don't have notifications, Get that done now. Get on Slack and get your notifications set up. All right. Morning meeting calls have been awesome. The amount of people that are coming to them have been great and helpful. Today, I appreciate Andrea, who actually ran the meeting. Guys, we want these meetings to be beneficial to you, and we're going to keep them as long as they're beneficial. So make sure you come on to these calls. Make sure you're participating in them because we want it to be beneficial. Today was Thirsty Thursday, and she did a great job with that. I appreciate it. Tomorrow's Fix It Friday. Prez hosts Fridays, and Monday is Motivation Monday. Tuesday is Toolkit Tuesday, and Winning Wednesday is obviously Wednesday. Each day we come up with something that's going to help you to succeed in your business. Something that's going to push you a little bit more, something that's going to help you to get a little bit better. So if you come for that 30 minutes and Eastern Standard Time, it's already 8:30. So, and it's, 6:30 my time. So there's no reason for somebody not to be on this call. There's nobody asks you to unmute necessarily. You can have it on while you're getting your kids ready for school. You can have it on while whatever. Just get to these calls because it'll help you. And by the way, those are on the Dial team in the Just Serve breakout room. All right, competition. The competition is real. Take a picture of this. Where do you stack up? We've gone through November, so you got to get that out of the month. We're 4 days into December. When we do business, a lot of it occurs at the beginning of the month. So you've got to be able to make sure that you're managing that financial situation, that you're not spending all your money at the time. You budget really well, and you can always get help with that. That's easy. That's easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Not to do, but to get help with. But this competition is real. So if you're a rookie agent, that means you've been in the business less than 6 months. And this is by Solidity, Christine, or Marissa's putting on. If you've been in the industry or in this business, in this company with Family First Life for less than 6 months, you've never issue paid $25,000. You do issue pay. Issue pay means they paid out to you $25K in November or December, which if you're on this team, I don't know who has. I haven't looked, but December counts. It's November or December. She's going to give you $500, and it's not one person, it's whoever does it. Okay. $500 she's going to give you. If you're a seasoned agent, means you've been here more than 6 months and you've never issue paid $50K, and you issue pay $50K in November or December, she's going to give you $750. If you're a seasoned agent, you've issue paid over $50K and you break your personal production record, which they can see in the back office, and you have that biggest month in November or December, she's going to give you $1,000. So which one are you? And how do you do it? There are some tips and tricks to get there. If you're a rookie agent and you haven't issue paid anything yet in the 4 days of December, you missed what I call the Social Security date, right? That's the December 3rd thing. If you haven't issue paid anything by December 3rd, your week 1 numbers, issue paid numbers are going to be lower. That doesn't matter, except the people that you're talking to. So if you're a rookie agent and you've not issue paid $25,000 per month, you still can do that, even if you just started. You've got to decide who you're talking to. If you're talking to somebody forever because you're trying to pull $20 from them, you're wasting your time. You set an appointment for later on, maybe towards the end of the month, maybe January 1st, to actually insure them later. And if they pass away, it's not your fault, because guess what? It's a $20 policy that they probably would have been charged back anyways. Understand that. It's not you being mean. It's not having no heart. It's reality. You need to find the people, not necessarily that have $120 a month, but that actually want the insurance, and you need to do it quick. You need to stick to the script. You need to get that done quick so that you can strategically help people and help your own family. Okay. That's the trick right there. So if you've got somebody who, oh, I don't have any money until January. Perfect. I'll send you a text message through Ringy. You don't have to say that, but that's how you do it. I'll send you a text message at the beginning of the month or at the end of December. We'll set up a time for next month. Don't freaking waste your time on people who literally probably won't have anything for this month, right? Because it's not going to help you. It's not going to help them if you put them into something that they can't actually afford. And then it's certainly not going to help them if, you get them into something, and it's not going to help you if you have that chargeback, right? So that's the strategy. Get people on the phone. Make sure you're dialing enough to get these numbers. You have to be putting in the extra work. And then when you're on the phone, get through that script and do your assessment quickly. Okay. Same thing for seasoned agents. If you've been here for a while, you got a big number to hold. It can be done. 50K divided by 31 days, and even if you did it by 30 and didn't work Christmas Day, is, stand by, 50K divided by 30 days is two policies a day, issue paid, 2 policies a day. If you're not writing issue paid 2 policies a day right now, what do you need to do? You need to get through the phone calls faster, but also you probably have to increase your activity, right? You have to increase your activity so that you're actually getting these numbers. Is it worth $750? Well, if you issue pay over 50, you're also getting a Family First Life bonus. I think 50K is $1,600. So is working extra hours on the days that you're working, or should you add days too for December, right? To get these numbers. Is it worth it to you? I can't do the math really fast, but 750 plus 1,600 worth it to you? You answer that, right? All right. The other challenge that we had going on from November 5th to December 5th was the 12 apps submitted, 12 days of Christmas. Okay. You were to have submitted every time you submitted an app, the first app you submitted to 12 apps submitted, you were to have put a tree in our group chat. So far, no one has done it. I know you've submitted business, but this challenge was put out and nobody has participated. If you choose to do it, you have 1 day left. If you have sales, it's the first person to 12. Being that I'm going to say anything that you've submitted in the past doesn't count because you didn't follow the rules. But from today until tomorrow, whoever has the closest to the 12 will get this card. You write business today, you put a Christmas tree. That's all you have to do. On top of what you normally do, put a Christmas tree in the group chat. I will copy it and paste it because we have 2 group chats, non-iPhone users and iPhone users. Whoever is the closest to 12 will get that gift card. All right. Family First Life Annual Convention. Next challenge. If you haven't already, book your flight to annual convention. If you've not committed to going to annual convention, find out in your head why and talk to me. If you're not going to annual convention, you are going to slow your growth for your business. This is your business. You must grow your business if you want to succeed. If you've not booked your tickets if you've not booked your tickets yet, book your tickets. I'm going to tell you, here's your challenge. If you book your ticket, challenge, ready? If you book your flight to annual convention before Christmas, write this down, Camden, because I'm going to forget. Andrea's probably laughing. If you book your flight before Christmas, I will Christmas gift you the ticket to annual convention. Some of you have already booked your flight, so you already got gifted something. But if you haven't yet and you book your ticket, your flight, and you screenshot it and you send it to me in a text message individually, your flight information, I will purchase you the annual convention ticket. There's your challenge. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So today we're going to talk really quickly. Actually, not really quickly. It's going to be a hot minute. Today we're going to talk about progression. Finish strong, start strong. What does that mean? Usually it's start strong, finish strong. Finishing strong this year so that you can roll into next year starting strong. Okay. A lot of people will slow down, slow their roll because of the holidays, because, they're exhausted. They've worked so hard. Their families are asking so much of them that they slow down. Now is the time for you to soar past them by finishing strong. This is when you bulk up your calendar, your schedule. This is when instead of working the 2 to 4 hours that you're working dialing, you actually dial for 8 hours. This is when you perfect your systems. This is when, this time right now, December, is when you give it your entire self. You tell your kids, I can't go to this game because I have to do this. I have not hit my goals. I am not where I want to be, but I will be next year. You have to remember what you want and what you need. Now's the time for you to go after it, because this momentum that you're building is going to be there next year. This momentum that you're building is going to roll into next year, whereas if you stop right now or if you slow down, next year it's like moving a heavy, heavy rock, right? If you take that snowball that you just built and it's this big and you stop pushing it, holy mother of pearl, it feels like the rock just got bigger, right? You've got to take what you have and push it harder right now. Don't let it stop, because as soon as it stops, that weight of that weight of that item, in this case dialing or activity, is going to be too much. So this every single one of you has had some wins this week, this month, this year. Every one of you have. I want you to just mentally think about that. What have you done? First and foremost, like I said, you're here. That's a good start. You're here. You haven't given up on you, right? You've written policies. Some of you are higher percentages from last year. Some of you have protected the first family. Some of you had great conversations with leads that will snowball into something else later. A lot of you have had personal breakthroughs, right? What's your win and how can you build on that momentum? Our agency has won because we've literally gotten more agents helping their own families over the year. So my agency team, has done an awesome job. And I was able to, thank God, thank the good Lord, for Americo, because their bonus, I was able to help them. That makes me happy because I can help people, right? If you don't know what the Americo bonus is, you'll hear about it soon because they're starting a new one. It's already started. And by the time Christmas comes, I'll be able to pay back any of the credit cards that I put Christmas presents onto. It's just amazing. What you have in front of you is incredible. You have to utilize it and you have to get better at it and you have to grow it. As far as progression goes, it starts with a different thing for everybody, but it's all similar. It's all activity. The first thing that you can do today is you can earn a skill or gain a skill through your script. You can follow the script. First of all, you got to back this up a little bit. You got to pick your script. Of course, obviously, the website has one for you, but you're going to hear in every single team call, you're going to hear people saying different things, right? And you're like, say that. Pick your script and stick to it, right? Perfect that script. Now, how do we start that call? You have to start that call with confidence. Once you picked your script, now you got to be confident in it. Now you've got to go over it, not review it 15 times before you actually dial, but you've got to dial and go over it 15 times with the people you're on the phone with. And you have to start that 15 seconds, maybe, your opening statement. You need to start that with confidence. You need to adapt your tonality to the person who answered the call. If you talk like this and they're like this, they're going to hang up on you. If they're like this and you talk like this, they're going to hang up on you. You have to match your tonality in that first 15 seconds with the person on the call, and you have to say that entrance with confidence. Looking for that final expense life insurance that you were looking for. Why didn't that get taken care of? Talk to them like they're your brother or your mother. Don't talk to them like like you're scared to talk to them. Be confident. You're doing your job. You're getting them the information they requested. Start the call with confidence. Once you get into that call, it's so important that you find the need and find that emotion behind the need. If you can't find that need, why are you on the phone with them? Because you need the money? You're not going to get the money. So get off the phone with them, right? If you can't get to that first part of the page and find that need, you might as well get off the phone with them. And not just hang up on them, but say, you know what? My job is to find the need, find what you need. Go with the script, stick with it. It tells them what you're doing. And I'll be the first to tell you if there's no need. And I will be. John, it sounds like let me review. You have this, and this. You don't have any relatives. You have no friends. What is it that you were looking to do? Well, I don't know. I've got, if you ask the proper questions, you're going to get the need. What's the proper questions? I hated that when Sean would say that. So ask the question. What's the question? Right? You've got to ask the questions to dig into why there's a need. Is there a need? What are the questions? Some of the questions are right on. Are you going to be doing burial, cremation? Or are you unsure yet? Well, I don't know. I don't have any family. Okay, so if you were to have died yesterday, what would have happened? Who would be dealing with that today? Well, I don't know, probably my neighbor. Okay, so if your neighbor came over and found you dead, right? Yes, Heather, I said the word dead. Oh my gosh. Yes, be real. This is real. Everybody dies. People don't like to talk about it, but it's not taboo for you anymore. You have to talk about it. It's your job. So if your neighbor comes over, John, and you're dead on the floor, what's he going to do? And by the way, so I'm not rude, what's your neighbor's name? Mary. All right. So if Mary comes over and finds you dead, John, on the floor, what's she going to do? Well, I don't know. She's probably going to have to blah, blah, blah. Okay. Do you have any kids to call? Yeah, but I never talked to them, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So is Mary important to you? Yes, she's important. I don't want her to have to deal with anything. Okay. So if you don't want her to have to deal with anything, what is she going to have to deal with? Cremation, burial, bills, car payments, cleaning, getting somebody to clean your house. What is she going to have to do with? Those are the questions you want to paint the picture of. The answer, why, what are the questions? You can't write those all down. You have to remember you're a person. So think of you. How would you deal with this if it were you? If John were you and your Mary was your neighbor or your wife or your husband, whatever, how would you deal with it? That's the question you ask to get to the why. Once you've figured out that why and it makes sense to move forward, move forward. If you can't figure out a why, if there's no neighbor, I mean, they already have $20,000 and they're paying $2 for it because they got it. Go grab the policy. Yes, we grab the policy, blah, blah, blah. Once you find the why, you're good. Then you can either go on or you can get off the phone and say, John, it doesn't look like you actually need anything from me. Looks like you've done a great job protecting Mary, right? I'm going to do you a service. I'm going to say, keep my number because we should review this every single year. I'll give you a call next year so we can review that policy again. Feel free to lock me in your phone, or please do lock me in your phone, right? And you create a relationship. Now you give him, you're sending him drip messages through Ringy. He'll eventually get a drip message that says Merry Christmas. And he'll say, oh, you know what? I think I want to add a little money to my policy. Cool beans. There's a why, right? Now I want to. Okay, can we afford it? And you do it again. So finding that need is critical and time saving for you. And then closing. Once you have and get to that close where you've got your numbers and you know, it all makes sense and there's a why and all that, there's different ways to close. Depending on the situation, you can give them the need number, right? Maybe it's the need because of you're more leaning towards the final expenses, or maybe it's the need because you're more leaning towards mortgage protection or protecting the critical period. Maybe your need is their income, their loss of income. Whatever that need is, that's how you're going to close it. So if you found the need and you're really good at it, you really only need one number. And when you say, so based off what you told me, our biggest concern is making sure that Mary is protected when you pass away. Don't say if, when you pass away, God forbid, when you pass away, where she has enough income to support the kids, at least for a little while, to get through all that or whatever. You know, just say something, right? Say something that closes out that reiterates that. Then you say, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get you, sometimes we have to get them pre-approved. It's also best to do that. And to say what we're going to do is we're going to get you pre-approved to see and make sure that you get the best rate. And it sounds like the 15,000 that we're going to do is the plan that checks all the boxes, or it's the plan that makes the most sense. So let's get you pre-approved for that. If financially it comes back where you want more coverage than that and you can afford more coverage, that's fine. Once we get your approval, we'll be able to go ahead and change the numbers or play with the numbers is what I say. So your close to try to get into an application to see if John will get approved is basically always going to be a soft check for the most part. However, if you want and you think you're unsure of yourself with the amount of coverage that he can afford, you could throw out, it looks like the 15,000's coming in at around and round up. Say if it's 25.32, say it's coming in around $30. Now you told me, because you already asked them guys, you told me you have $100 going into savings every single month. If this does get approved, is that a manageable number? Yes. Perfect. Let's try to get this approved. I have the spelling of your name as blah, 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 and start the application. I said around $30 and I rounded up because what if they get declined or get tiered 2, right? They get tier 2, I'm going to say to them, hey, okay, so it looks like it's coming back at a higher number that I'm not quite happy with yet. It is still immediate issue, so that's a good thing. But I'm going to try one other company if you have some patience with me. You have some patience? It takes me about 5 more minutes. Perfect. And then you start the next company. If they get a better offer, cool beans, you just withdraw the Americo app. If they get declined the next company and you think that there's a shot at another company, then just keep going, right? Just keep going. If it gets more expensive than tier 2, go back to tier 2 and accept that offer and adjust it based off of what they can afford. Don't withdraw that policy until you've actually got something in place, if it's tier 2. Okay. For the next 26 days, for the next 26 days, I want you to focus on a couple things. So what I just went over was how to start, how to get to the point, to get to there quick, and how to get into that application and how to edit it, okay? But for the next month, I want you to focus on 3 numbers that matter to your business. You're a business owner. 3 numbers that matter. The script matters, your consistency and persistency matters. These 3 numbers are activity. And these are the only things you need to track. Your dial tracker, some of you are tracking just talks. Some of you are tracking 8 different numbers, 8 different goals. These are the only things that you need to track for the next month. The only things that make you money as well. Dials. A press of that button on your phone is activity. Somebody can pick up, or it can go to voicemail, or it can be a disconnected number. So putting that dial in, you're not going to know what's going to happen until you press that button. Everybody should be dialing, every single one of you should be dialing 300 dials a day, no lower. If you want to go higher, you can go higher, but 300 dials a day, unless you're having 15 appointments a day, you should be dialing 300 dials. What's a dial? A dial is you pressing the button. That's it, to talk to them. Each appointment, I mean, each lead should have at least 3 times a day, 3 dials, 3 times a day, 3 times of the day, including, and then the weekends as well. So your dials in the morning, it's the first dial, 3. Your dial, maybe you don't get to that lead till the next day. Now you dial them in the morning, disposition them as AM called. Then you call them AM called all the next day. So then you call them in the PM, you dial them again. That's 12 dials, 9 dials so far that you've called that person. And you've called them one time, AM, PM. Now you call them on the weekend. If you're not working weekends, then you're not going to hit the goals that you want to hit at this point. Your weekends are critical. If you've got another job, you've got family, you have to decide if it's important enough to get where you need to get to work weekends, right? So if you're not dialing on the weekends, maybe you add dials during the week. If I said the number is 300, maybe you need to add 50 to each day to make sure you get to the same numbers that you should be getting to. Dials are what people answer. The leads do not call themselves, right? They literally, sometimes they'll answer text message. That's communication. A dial is also a text. So if you are texting, that's cool. You're adding a touch point to that client. And the easy way out, and I say this because I've done it, obviously, the easy way out is to try to text everybody. It doesn't work. It's not as effective as calling them multiple times. It does help, but it doesn't take place of dialing. Not because, for multiple reasons. So dialing 300 leads, 300 dials a day is extremely important. Track that. Track that for the next, till the end of the year. See how your activity changes. The next thing is appointments. We try to do one call closes. We try to get them on the phone and close them. That's what your script is. However, majority of the time that doesn't happen. A full-time agent doing $34,000 a month has at least 15 appointments on their calendar every single day. And in between that, they're also dialing. So if they have a no-show, which is pretty much 70% of the time, you're dialing your leads in between. As somebody who is just starting, you're going to want to focus on one call closes, but appointments count as well. So you guys should be getting anywhere from 5 to 10 appointments on your calendar every single day. Okay, so your 3 numbers to track. First one is dials, 300 dials. Next one's appointments, 5 appointments per day. Appointments are the ones that if they show up and if we're unmuted and if we're, getting the help we need, then we close those. And that's the next goal. 1 family protected per day. Policies are what make you the money, right? And it is about money. Nobody can try to trick me there. It is about money. We all need money. And if you don't need money, then your why has to be something really strong. Then you need money to help others. You need to, this game is too mental to not have a why. Okay. So your goal is the next, up until the end of the year, 300 dials per day, 5 appointments per day, and 1 policy written per day. So if you're not working Sunday, add that one throughout the week. If you're not working Saturday, add that one throughout the week. And 1 policy per day, the average is $1,000. Okay. By what you put in over the next, if you do that, if you follow that, by what you put in, that amount is going to catapult you potentially into the running for that, for the bonuses and all this other stuff, the challenges, but also it's going to challenge you. I mean, it's going to catapult you into January. Okay. It's going to catapult you into a snowball effect of growth for January, of which case then we go into convention, then it moves you further. Okay. So I have a challenge here. I was just reading it over, making sure I liked it. Okay. So with the Christmas bonus thing going on for one more day, we're going to have another challenge. Thank you, Amy, because Amy likes challenges. Here's your next challenge. This starts today, starts right now. Hold on, let me get this correct. It's a micro challenge, okay? It's a 1 week challenge. No, I'll make it 2 weeks. I'll make it 2 weeks. Scratch that. 2 weeks. So from today, we'll announce the winners at the next team call. So it'll be from today until the 17th. Camden, mark this down for me, please, because you guys know I'll forget. So from today until the 17th. This challenge will be how much can we serve, right? How many families can we serve between now and the 17th? And there's going to be different levels. There's going to be a person who's a bronze level. That person in 2 weeks protected 3 families. 3 families is $3,000. 3 families is 3 policies around $1,000 each. However, these are going to be issue paid policies. No, I can't do that because I won't be able to see them on time. These are going to be submit in Slack policies. And they're approvals only, not declines. So the approvals only, okay? So 3 families is bronze level. 5 families is silver level. 7 families is gold level. And 10 plus families is diamond level. Okay? You have 2 weeks to get to a level 3, 5, 7, 10. Somebody can write that in the chat. That would be great. 3 families is bronze, 5 families is silver, 7 families is gold, 10 families is diamond. Okay. We will know the answers because you're going to post in Slack. We will keep track of them. And they have to be approved policies. Not in underwriting. That's the little prayer hands. Not declines. Only approved policies. Okay. So make sure you're putting, when you post in Slack, the thumbs up or the green check mark. Green check mark also is approved. Okay. At the end of that time, we will announce the winners of that challenge. There will be a slide of recognition in the team call. Okay. All right. So the next 30 days determines your 2026 momentum. Our agency is moving to new levels. And those who lean in now, those who participate now, you're going to rise with our agency. You're going to be here in a different place next year at the end of next year, end of 2026. We have a lot of new onboarding improvements coming. My team just met yesterday. We have a lot of new recruiting expansions coming. We have system upgrades coming. We've already done a lot this year to begin with, and our goal is to push towards 100 writers per month. Right now, we're somewhere around 15 writers per month. So our goal is to get writers in here and get people moving just like you are. Our agency volume we want to hit is $1 million a month by the end of next year. And you're part of that, guys. You also are part of that. You have an agency. You have a business. You have every ability to do the same thing. And you just take from us. You're literally taking your agents and yourself and coming to every single meeting to pull things to get better, right? You're taking your agents and saying, hey, head to this meeting. You're taking your agents saying, hey, talk to Camden, right? Hey, we need to get you licensed, or we need to stay on top of things. And our systems are there to help you to do that as well until you have your own systems in place. Prior to me being doing what we do with Just Serve, prior to me having my agency logo, I was with Solidity the whole time, right? But then eventually it got too big and I needed more control over my agents to be able to help them better in the way that I wanted to help them. And you're going to do the same thing. You're going to start bringing on agents, and you're going to be like, I need my own team meeting. I need my own agency onboarder. Heather, what do I do? How do I start that? Where do I get that from? Ask the questions, because you will build your agency as big as you want it to build. And you might not even know. I know when I started, I didn't even know what building was. I didn't know what an agency was, right? You don't know until you get these events, until you get to the calls and you start hearing things. You're like, what's that all about? Right? So just always be, plugging in, get to where you need to get to the meetings, get to the events, get to your local office if there is one and you want to be around people who are doing well. Get to your local office, get to Zoom if there's no local office, or you don't have a desire to be in a local office. Get to Zoom, be on Zoom. If you try to do this, and you all know this, that's why you're here, but if people try to do this on their own, their production is a lot slower. Their growth is a lot slower. You want to plug in. I will never say they won't succeed, but it's slower than it could have been. So that being said, are there any questions about anything as of right now? Anybody have any questions? You can just unmute yourself. I don't think I have it blocked.
Can someone drop the levels in the chat, please?
Oh yeah, thank you. Let me just, I don't know where Camden is. I thought he was there, sorry. Let me go to my thing. Levels. Fernando, you had a question. Why aren't you unmuting yourself? Unmute, ask your question. There, Mama Bear's coming out right now.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, I'm talking to you. Ask your question. I said, are there any questions? And you didn't unmute. What's your question?
Well, my washer went off, so I couldn't really hear you.
What's your question?
I was just asking if we can just drive there.
I don't care, but if you drive there, you better, I gotta have commitment. So buy your $99 ticket and I'll give you back the money and leads.
Okay, well, I signed up. I didn't see where to pay for it though.
It's on the FFL convention, FFL. Let me just get that link in here for you. Also, Camden, are you there?
I am.
Okay, isn't there a registration link that you can give them to register for all of the events?
So on our website, the Solidity lock-in registration is there, and then also the convention registration. So if you go to m-hlifeinsurance.com.
I'm going to do it right now and I'll put it in the chat.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's under events.
Yeah. Both the
Okay,
lock-in
and the
and
lock-in. And at this link, okay, yes, this is the one that they needed. Control C. This is going to be, these two links are going to be what you want. Make sure you sign up for everything for that whole week of January to February. So the lock-in, the annual convention, the meet and greet, which is Solidity meet and greet, which is always good food. Just do all 3 events. Get to all of it if you can.
Yes.
Once you register there and you've registered, send me a picture of your ticket that you bought for convention and I'll give you back that in leads. Will I not, Prez? I will. He just bought his ticket. Sent it to me. Okay. I follow through with what I say. I might not remember, but I do follow through. Any other questions? All right. All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna close this meeting out with we have one more meeting of the year. But I'm gonna close this out to say and pray for you that everything that happens to you in the next 2 weeks fills your home, fills your heart, fills your mind with abundance. I'm praying for you that you are builders, you are business owners, you have the ability to change your life, and I will do everything in my power to help you. I will. And and if all that is prayer, and that's the same thing you can say to your client, you know, it looks like you're in a good place. The best thing I can do is pray for you. Then that's what you do. And if that's the best that you can do, then you are serving to the best of your ability. And that's why you're on this team. You guys have a blessed day. I'll see you on the Dial team. Thank you.